Good evening or good morning or good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, I decided that in this pandemic and in all these problems we are going through, I prepare for you some videos because as some of you have known me pretty well, I have been teaching English and I have been in the business with the English language for more than 20 years. So I would like to actually just maybe give you some other sort of attitude and approach, and maybe the look at how the English language teaching and how the English language learning might be different. Because as we all know, the English language is actually much different and rather difficult for some people speaking only Slavonic languages, including Slovak or Czech language. So maybe this would help you out in deciding or deciding to actually level up and increase the knowledge or the command of the English language in some way. Well, what is actually not really necessary to say is that yes, they've got a lot of different grammar peculiarities, different syntax, lexica, different sort of pronunciation is difficult for somebody. So yeah, there are many aspects of the English language which might be really hard for somebody. So maybe I can actually give you some sort of the other look at specifically grammar or the vocabulary or the pronunciation or lexicon or syntax, whatever. So I prepare always some sort of topic which I try to actually always be sort of brief and make the long story short for explanation the topic or the peculiarity of the English language. I'm going to actually do it sort of right now only in English, but I think that maybe some videos, and maybe also in this video, I am going to actually add something in Slovak, because that's always better for explanation and for really people who are not so fluent in English or who might have problems with understanding completely all the details and all the bugs and errors or grammar stuff, which might be difficult for somebody. My first topic is actually, and some of you have seen already some videos from me before, is I have actually come across a lot of people who are fluent in English or who are professionals in English, who are rather good in English, at speaking English or using English or writing. My problem is that sometimes they make a lot of mistakes in using the correct tenses. We all know that the tenses in the English language are sort of a very, very different and sort of completely different logic from Slavonic languages and Slovak and Czech particular. So there is a big difference in using only past or present or even the future. So like we all know that in Slovak or Czech language we have just three tenses, like we have a present, we have a past, and we have the future. In English there are 12 tenses and plus 4 conditionals, plus other actually aspects of each particularly technical different tense which is used basically also for other situations. Like the tenses are quite, I think that it's not so easy. It's rather complicated. So my first topic would be actually about the differences between using the future simple tense with the modal verb will and near future. Near future means in Slovak blízka budúcnosť, and means something which they use it differently. Basically, both tenses are actually for expressing the future situations. The difference is basically but in the context, like which situations for which context to use, and then you have to actually differentiate. So let's go to will, classic future simple tense with the modal verb will. Technically, it's one of the easiest tenses which you can actually make. you take a personal pronoun, or you take the name, or the pronoun which you want to use: I, you, he, she, it, or Adam, or Sarah, Peter, Beata. And you add actually the modal verb, the sort of this small word which we all know well, yeah, which is usually shortened and which is usually subtracted into just apostrophe L, double L. And then you add the base verb, so infinitive of some verb in the English language. So it means that you create basically the scheme which is the same for all the pronouns, in all the cases, in conjugation, for instance, časovanie, conjugation, if somebody doesn't know. So, and that's my point, that this is one of the easiest actually tenses to make. But my point is, or why I'm explaining it, that when to use it. So, for instance, I want to say, I will swim every day. Yeah, that's sort of what I will swim every day. That's sort of information that, well, I decided to swim every day in the future. Yeah, that's the information. But specifically, I use this tense, future simple tense with the will, only when I have sort of just intention, just hope, just belief, or thought, or idea what I will do or what will happen or whatever in the future. It means that it's not a plan, it's something which is specifically just idea. It's very often used after the beginning of the sentence. For instance, I think, I believe, we think, we intend to, we reckon, we have the intention to, and then you continue, and that part of the sentence will be in the future simple. So, for instance, classic: I believe that one day the pandemic will finish, or we all believe that this planet will survive. So it means that we only have some beliefs, some intentions, some hope that it will happen, what we want to say. That's the sort of first situation or first kind of thing which actually is possible to use the will. Yeah. The second situation when we use this tense is actually that when we decide about this in that particular moment, in this situation, we decide, for instance, about changing something in some situation. So it means that there is no sort of plan or anything. It is just something happens. There is some kind of story or situation or event, and then I decide to do something, then I say this. And I use future simple tense with the modal verb will. For instance, I meet my best friend. I'm going to meet, or I meet, just I come across my best friend in the city, and I just ask her, "Oh, what are you doing? Where are you going?" So it means I'm asking her actually in the present continuous because it's happening right now, and then she answers, "Oh, I'm going to cinema." So actually now in this particular moment she's going to cinema. But I just decide that now I decide, oh, I have nothing to do, so I want to tell her that I will join you. So I tell her in this will, future simple tense, because I just decided now, because it was not my plan or anything else. It is just decision in this particular moment, in this situation. Oh, I will join you because I have nothing to do. Yeah. So this is actually the first situation, second situation, basically, when we use it very often. So it means, for instance, classic situation in a dialogue like, oh, it's hot here, and my friend is sitting next to the window, and she replies to me, oh, I will open the window because I feel hot. Okay, well, we have a solution. I will open the window. So it means that there is a sort of a decision in this right moment. There is nothing like a plan, nothing like intention to do it in some time or something, but just right now I decided. So again, just repeat, future simple tense we use when I have a hope or intention, or I believe, or I think, or we all think, or there is an idea of scientists or somebody that something will happen or will be or we will all do in the future. So there is no plan, just belief, just intention, some hope, some belief, something, yeah. After, we use it all the time after some kind of beginning of the sentence, which is I hope, we believe, they think, and then we continue with the sentence with the will. And then there is another actually sort of future tense, but it's not actually really the future simple tense, but we call it like bliska budoucnost in Slovak, which means near future. And this near future is opposite basically of this will, and we use it in situations like that. We have it in a diary, we have it as a plan, we are planning it, and we know that we are going to do it, yeah? You see how I use it technically? We are going to do it because we have a plan, or we can see that we are just telling to somebody what we are going to do right now, and we have a plan to do it in a very short time. That's why we call it near future, which is a little bit sort of confusing, or it's not really perfect way how to express it, because this near future doesn't mean that it will happen or it is going to happen right today or right in some short time. It might happen also next week, because when we use there specifically this time expression, next week, next Monday or tomorrow morning, when we use there this specific time clause, basically, then we actually can use near future. But we have a plan. We know that it's going to happen. Yeah. Technically, it's also very easy because we actually take a pronoun. We are conjugate the verb to be in a particular actually pronoun. Cases, and then we add going to, because it's going to happen. That's technically going something to, and then we add the base verb after this or infinitive. So we are creating sort of this whole clause, yeah, how we are expressing ourselves. So, for instance, I'm going to swim with my mom this afternoon. We are going to teach our children next weekend, yeah? Or we have a plan, we are doing something we are going to do. This is the first thing when we have it in an agenda and we know that we are going to do. And the second option when you are going to use it, is specifically in dialogues, is when you are actually seeing that something is going to happen. For instance, you see that it's going to rain. You see it through the window, or you open the window and you can feel it in the air, or you can see the clouds, which are full of actually the steam, and you know that it's going to rain. Or, for instance, when you are watching on TV some match, or when you see that what's going to happen in the particular movie or in the particular match, for instance, when you are watching some sport match. So then you can say that, because you can see that what is going to happen. For instance, you are watching a football match with your partner and you say, they are going to lose, or they are going to win, because you can see that, yeah, the score is 0-5 or something. So then you can use this because you can see that. Or when you can see outside that it's going to rain, so I'm going to use this tense, it's going to rain, because I can see that. It's not a plan. It's just, I can see that. So it's actually sort of plan, but not but plan of the weather. So yeah, we can actually discuss this. And also when something is happening, you can see how it's going to finish, what will be the conclusion of this situation. You can see that already with your eyes, or you can hear that, or whatever, with your touch, or with your senses, so maybe even with touch. Then you can say this near future, you can use it. They are going to lose, it's going to rain, it's going to be a nice day today. You can see that with a really fantastic sunrise, or these kind of situations. So again, there is a difference between will and near future is going to something, and they use it in a sort of different way. I know it's hard when you are speaking actually, and when you are explaining, you can make a mistake. That's completely understandable and human. But when you are actually writing, or when you are speaking, when you want to prepare some kind of speech, try do it correctly. So when you have a plan, when you have it in diary, try to use near future. And when you just actually think about something, what will happen in the future, or when you have a sort of just idea or thought, or when you decide in this particular moment is what will you do, then you use future simple tense with will. Okay, thank you very much this time, and see you next time at my future video with a different topic.